1-year update to my Epiphone Slash Les Paul standard in Apatite Amber, originally based on the Chris Derrick one. Here we go, and reveal this beauty to you. There's a few things about this guitar which are really cool. There's a few things which, you know, I would change personally. Let's be honest, you're paying a little bit of a premium for the name on there. Slash, very nice signature in there. It's there too. So you got it on the back and you got it on the front as well. We'll do some pickup readings. We'll do the weight of the thing. I'll do exact neck profile measurements. Does it adhere to being a nice chunky C view, which it's supposed to be? It is over a year. It's not my first Slash Les Paul. I've had a couple at this point, and this is my latest. Got a nice flame on there. This is a veneer. Here's a closer look at that maple top. It is a maple veneer over a maple cap. Obviously, if you were going to get the Gibson, it would have the full thickness maple top, but I think this looks really, really superb and looks as it should for this style of guitar. You can see all that lovely flaming. If you've been researching this guitar, you already probably know that the main bone of contention is these pickups. They are not Seymour Duncans, which is what came in the previous version of this guitar, which is what kicked up such a stink at the time that this guitar was released and upset a lot of people, understandably. Having said that, these days that would have meant the guitar would have cost a lot more money. Looking inside the bridge pickup cavity, looks fairly neat in there. We've got a serial number and a QR code, which I think is from the factory. Unfortunately, if you point your phone at that, it doesn't really do anything. So I think that's for their factory itself. It all looks fairly tidy in there. And the pickup itself has got a serial number designed by Epiphone USA. Now, I would think this serial number denotes something along the lines of custom pro bucker, because that's what this is for the Slash version of this guitar. In we go to the neck pickup cavity, and we can see again, we've got serial number designed by Epiphone USA, looks fairly tidy, and inside it looks quite good in there. What we've got is maybe some numbers and lettering, some squiggles from the factory, I'm sure, that means something to somebody inside the factory. And it's worth noting that it does have braided wire here as well, which is quite nice. So that's a more sort of high quality feature. I think these pickups are actually superb, and I think they've been unduly hammered a bit on the internet simply because they don't have the name Seymour Duncan on them, but they are excellent pickups. So this guitar retails still for a reasonable amount, I think, compared to their really expensive models. I mean, you know, their really expensive ones can cost you anywhere upwards of sort of $1,000, £1,000 plus. This one doesn't really reach that level as far as I've seen on most websites. So here's what the back of the guitar looks like inside the control cavity. We have CTS pots all around, orange drop capacitors, and we have the quick connect system there, which all functions very well indeed. Braided wire there. So that's a nicer quality piece, I would say. The rest of it is just conventional wiring, but it does look pretty good in there. Switch cavity, again, it's fairly neatly done. This is an Indian Laurel fretboard, perloid inlays on here. It's a very, very nicely set up guitar. This particular one came with a really, maybe you can see that as well, a super, super low action. At the high E on the 12th fret, you can see it is just about 1.75 millimeters, I would say. And 12th fret at the low E, we're talking just about, I would call it almost dead on 2 millimeters, possibly a little bit lower, but it's a very low action, feels very nice. And I've cheekily put 7s on this as well, because I was experimenting with extreme bends and what have you, and it's held up brilliantly. Fretwork on this guitar, absolutely first rate. Now, this is my experience, very, very well set up indeed. I've not had to change anything. I put new strings on, well, you'll see the sound demo, and it does play really, 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 really well. The guitar weighs in at 4.3 kilograms, or 9 pounds, 7.7 ounces. So it is relatively heavy. I have seen a number of these Slash models which are less heavy than this, and they can be a bit more heavy. So it just depends on where you're going to get one. Nut width of the first is pretty much dead on 43 millimeters. At the 12th, it is 52.7 millimeters. Neck depth of the first fret is 22 millimeters. Neck depth at the 12th is 25.7 millimeters. So it does chunk up considerably, and it does feel like a nice fat comfy C shape. Here's the profile of the neck. This is at the first fret, which is a nice comfortable C shape, and it widens out somewhat towards the 12th fret, and that's what it looks like. So that's the profile, nice custom C shape as it should be on this Slash model. Pickup resistance is 8.56 k ohms at the bridge pickup, 4.13 for both, and it is 8.07 k ohms at the neck position. Let's talk construction and body materials for a minute. You can see that it is two pieces at the neck. You've got the one piece there, you've got the second piece here with that glued on. That arguably makes the guitar quite strong at the neck. You also do have the wings which are glued on, which is pretty normal. Gibsons have that too, nothing too surprising. You've got that little piece as well, which typically a Gibson, it would just be one piece all the way through here and joined on. This is just a cost-saving way of doing things. It means that they're using more of the materials, in fact, which you could see as a more resource-friendly thing, more healthy to the planet, I guess, in terms of that. Again, that's no problem. It works brilliantly well, no problem there. You can see as well, here we go, two-piece back here. This may or may not, I suppose, be a laminate, but I have a feeling, I think it's probably all the way through this piece of wood. And yeah, it looks very nice on the back, like it's fairly nicely matched, as you can see, in my opinion. Here's the Locktone Tunematic bridge in all its beauty. Little clasps in there, which keep it very well affixed to the bridge posts on either side. And on the other side, it says Epiphone, and it's a very nice piece. I've got my straight edge tool here by Music Nomad, and I thought it'd be interesting to see just how straight the neck was, given that it does play very smoothly indeed, straight from the factory without any modifications. And you can see they've put a little bit of relief into the neck there. There's a tiny bit of a gap under there. It's not even a millimetre, it's tiny, tiny. But it just means that there's a little bit of relief in there, and it's very comfy to play indeed. It's not absolutely dead straight. There's a little bit of relief in the neck, and it feels very good indeed. I've struggled to find things that I really don't like about this guitar. Personally, it is one of my ideal guitars. I really do love this thing. But if I'm going to nitpick, it would be possibly on the quality of the binding. Slightly, you can see some slight bleed there. Now I say I'm really nitpicking here because it's actually overall really nicely done. And on this kind of price of guitar, I think it's very reasonable, really. They've done the binding pretty well, but I am trying to find fault with it, hence mentioning it, because really, even here on my studio, these were not countersunk exactly perfectly. Again, I was nitpicking on that guitar. I really like that one too, but these are actually fine on here. The nut is nicely cut as well. It's very smooth at the edges there, and you can see the frets and the fret ends. They're actually very nicely rounded off and very nicely done too. Looking at the case the guitar comes with, we've got the Scully signature at the top of the case. We've got Epiphone logo at the bottom. We've got 4 locks on the case itself. And it does in fact have a key lock on there as well, as you can see. You can see the lock there. And going inside, it has a very nice feeling, smooth feeling lining to the guitar case. This is about 1 inch thick, I would say, and it's going to protect the guitar very well indeed. Now, opening this up, we do have some case candy. We have some basically just a bit of marketing bump really. We've got one Epiphone sticker, just FYI. We've got this card with a load of stuff on it. Download the Gibson app. Yeah, okay. 14-day free trial to learn your favourite songs. Wonderful. And we've got a guarantee label there. Now, importantly, if this is what you need, it does have strap locks which you could attach to your strap should you wish. And it does have the key to the case in here as well. So it's a fairly nicely loaded little package you get here. First we'll do a few clean tones, and then we'll move on to a little bit of crunch, and we'll go through all the pickup positions as well. So that's your bridge, sort of quite nice and clear. Both. And we will do neck. So I think it sounds really nice. Bear in mind these are 7-gauge strings as well, so really super, super light on a 24.75 inch scale length. So the fact that it holds tune, intonates pretty well, testament to, I think, the quality of the guitar. It's a very, very well made guitar indeed. So here are some crunch sounds, back to the bridge, tiny bit of reverb, and here we go. So it sounds pretty gnarly. Both pickups. So yeah, very, very meaty sound. And then obviously to the neck. So yeah, you can hear it's pretty beefy, meaty, nice. Tasty, I think. So my overall thoughts on the guitar, I think if you're a Slash enthusiast, there's no question this thing delivers. I'm incredibly happy with it. I've owned it, as I say, for quite a long time now, actually, this guitar. And I really, really enjoy playing it. I love this thing. It definitely gives me the Slash sound I'm looking for. Maybe if you're super picky and you really want to get the Seymour Duncans and you want that name on your headstock, you're going to have to pay a lot more money. Or you can just switch these out. And I have to say, actually, I have cheekily got a couple of Seymour Duncan Slash pickups, but I didn't really feel that they were all that warranted in this because I'm going to save them for something else because this already sounds awesome. I don't see any reason to change these pickups out. They sound really, really great in this guitar. It's only if you're a completist that maybe you want to switch these out. The internals are also awesome. The quality of the bridge and tailpiece are brilliant. So, I mean, yeah, it's a superb guitar. It's difficult to find fault on it, really. I really, really like this. If you're on the market for a Les Paul, I don't think you can get a lot better than this for the price. And yeah, I know, that's just my opinion, really. And so I'd love to hear what your thoughts are in the comments. I think what really sold this guitar to me was just the neck. It's got a lovely, lovely, beefy, chunky neck without being a total baseball bat. It's just a really, really comfy, really, I'd say it is on the bigger side, the neck, definitely. It's not a slim C or anything. It's not like a Fender skinny neck. It is quite a chunky, proper neck for a Les Paul. To me, I don't know, this is really probably one of my perfect guitars. I really love it. So there you go, that's my opinion. And see you in the next one. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, cheers. Thanks for watching.